Okay, what's going on guys? My name is Nova and I'm bringing you guys another banner tutorial. Now this is the third time I'm recording this and I'm just so fucking pissed. But as you can see, I've done two of them. They almost look identical, just the text is a little bit different. But this is the third time that I'm doing this. I probably have nerves of steel because it took so long. But I'm gonna do this part again. So you want to start off by going to File, New, and make a 3000 by 1000 composition. Color doesn't matter. So what I did for the background, I just looked up space planets, and it's actually the second one. So go to View Image, copy, and put it into Photoshop. So click Paste, and you want to scale it up. You might not want to, but I'm going to, and I'm just gonna rotate it a little bit so the mountains are like even on both sides. Maybe like that. So this banner is going to be black and white, as you can see. So go down to this little button right here and go to hue and saturation and change the saturation to -100. So you can close that. And now we're gonna add like a more pop out effect for this background. So right click this, duplicate it, click OK, and go to filter, other, and high pass. Now you want to make it like maybe 2.5 should be good. So click OK and change this to overlay. There we go. So now we have the background. So next thing you want to do is you want to add a light above the background. Make a new layer. Oh yeah, I was gonna add curves, I forgot. So go down here and add curves. Now what I like to do is I like to make a dot here, or like a point here, and make it a little bit darker, and then go up here and make it lighter. There we go. So now you want to add the light. Just go back to that layer and add a light above everything. So like maybe right there is good. And then I think I'm going to add one more. Like that. And then maybe one more, but like barely visible. Oh shit. There we go. That's pretty good. So now I'm going to add a text in the middle of it. And make the size like 159 or whatever, 160, and just type whatever you want. I'm gonna type Nova and click OK. Oh yeah, the font that I'm using is just a basic Microsoft font. Wait, which one was it? It's Microsoft Tile Bold. There you go. So just get your move tool and put it to the middle. I think that's the middle right there. And yeah, so now you're gonna double click this layer and we're gonna add we're gonna make a layer style. There we go. So first thing I like to do is go to gradient overlay and add like from a darker gray to a lighter gray. Don't make this white because then it's just gonna look way too bright. So click OK and maybe keep the scale down low to around 100. Next thing you want to do is add an inner glow. So click that and set it to overlay. Make sure the color is white, opacity 100%, and change the size to whatever you want. I'm gonna make it like 16. Yeah, that's fine. Now next thing you want to do is you want to add an outer glow and make sure it's on normal so you can see black. Opacity, keep it down low to like 30. Okay, so opacity is gonna be around 35 or whatever, and the size you want to make it a little bit smaller, so like 25 is good. And one more thing you want to do is you want to add satin. And this just kind of adds like makes some parts of the text darker. So you can copy these settings right here. So click OK, and now we're gonna duplicate this layer, and we're gonna click the bottom one and click anywhere on the screen and just hold your down arrow to move it. Like that. Is that good? Maybe a little bit more. Okay, so this is pretty much good. So what you want to do is you want to right click and copy layer style. Now you want to clear the layer style, because like on these parts or right here, you can see that it kind of like looks like there's something missing. So you just want to get your polygonal lasso tool and just like fill in these areas. And once you filled it in, oh yeah, I forgot. You want to right click and rasterize this layer. Once you selected it, you want to click out and delete to fill it in. It doesn't matter what color because we're going to change that anyway. So just like select all the areas and fill it in. Okay, so over here, we're just going to fill this in like this. and click Alt Delete, and then do it over here as well. Alt Delete right here. Alt Delete, Alt Delete right here and right there. Alt Delete. So now that you have that, you want to paste the layer style back in, and you will notice that kind of looks like it's 3D now. Like the whole text looks maybe a little bit 3D. So double click this, and what I like to do is I like to add a color overlay and set it to overlay. Make sure the color is black and set the opacity to 30 is fine. What it kind of does is it just makes the bottom a little darker and the top stays lighter. So maybe make it a little less, like 20 is fine. There we go. So now that you have that, one more thing you're gonna do is, or you don't have to, but I'm gonna add like another text. Go back. What the fuck is my problem? Go back to this bottom layer that we just changed and double click this and make the outer glow more visible. So I'm gonna like make the opacity a little bigger and also the size, so it kind of like separates the background from the text. It may be a little dark, so I'm gonna lower the opacity. There we go, that's good. So now you might want to add like another text down here, like as you can see here and here. There's like a second text, so I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna teach you how to do that. So just go to your text tool, click the top text, so you don't have to like move the text, move the layer after, and just type one letter so you can highlight it and make it smaller. Now I think this size is fine, like 25, and just type the second text. Maybe you could put like your clan or like YouTube channel text or whatever. Now I'm gonna try to make it identical to this because the second part of the tutorial is actually this. So make this smaller. Okay, so now that you have your second text, or if you didn't add a second text, that's fine, but I did. You want to duplicate this, you want to right click and rasterize. So go to filter, blur, and Gaussian blur. Like 15 is fine. That kind of adds like a glow to the text. And now you want to rasterize the bottom layer. So now you get your eraser tool and you want to erase some parts. So like that, and that maybe. That kind of makes it like a little shiny. It looks shiny. So yeah, okay, so I kind of like the way this looks. Now what we're gonna do next is we're gonna add like a depth of field effect to the banner, and we're gonna do this by adding like bushes, or you could add mountains or whatever you want. Like over here you can see that there's like a little mountain here that makes kind of like adds a 3D effect to the picture, if that makes sense. So what I did, I just looked up bush PNG, and I actually like the fourth one the best. So go to view image. You actually have to save this because if you just copy it, the background will still be there. So right click, save image, and click save. So I'm gonna drag this on here, just make sure it's under the color correction, and I'm gonna put it into this like bottom right corner, so like that. Okay, I have no idea what the fuck just happened. I hope I'm still recording because my recording shutoff said I have no space left on my C drive. So hopefully, I really hope that it didn't delete. But let's just continue with the tutorial. So you want to grab the bush and just maybe rotate it a little bit, maybe like this. You just want to play with this, you know. Can't really teach you how to do this because everybody does it differently, but I think this is fine, and you can already tell it's a little bit blurred because that's exactly what we want. We want kind of like a depth of field effect on the whole banner. So I'm gonna right click this and I'm gonna duplicate it, and I'm just gonna flip it so it looks a little bit different from this one and put it on this side. Not sure if I like that. Okay, I think this is fine. So next we're just gonna erase some. Okay, we're gonna rasterize it and rasterize the other one as well. And now we're gonna erase some parts of the bushes. So make sure you have a soft brush on 0 hardness and just erase some parts. And also from the bottom to make it like look a lot better. That's all I got to say. So for the next one as well, we're gonna kind of like do that. Whoops. Okay, I think that's good. And now we're pretty much done with the banner. We're just gonna add like a bunch of effects and we're gonna make it look a lot better. Click the bottommost layer and the topmost layer and just do this all over again. Go to duplicate and merge. So right click, duplicate, click OK, filter, high pass. But on the whole banner we want to make it like smaller, so maybe 1.2. Yeah, 1.2 is good. So there you go, just make it that and do the same thing over again. And I think this looks fine, honestly, but on some parts of the banner, like for example here or here, it's way too like, I don't know, it looks weird. So we're gonna actually just merge these two that we just made and right click, duplicate, and for this one we're gonna add a motion blur. So I think this is fine, like 36 is fine. And now after you've done that, you just want to erase parts that you want to like emphasize on the banner. So like I want the bushes to be visible, and also like obviously the text. Maybe like a couple of planets, couple of stars we could keep. Maybe like right here. Maybe keep this like valley, keep it blurred like that. And just like little parts of the banner you want to make visible or whatever. You want to make it smooth. You don't want to make it like maybe that. Okay, I think this is actually fine. So we're gonna select both layers and we're gonna merge them. And I think this is it for the Photoshop part. So what you want to do is go to File, Save As, and save it as a TIFF. And make sure when this window pops up, make sure you click Discard Layers, or otherwise it's gonna save as a really big file. So I'm gonna go Open Image File and tut. Alright, perfect. So I'm gonna give you all the effects. You can copy all of this. So you can copy this. Copy diffusion, copy pop, and chromatic aberration. So once you have all these settings, you can go to File, Save Image As, and just save it. Doesn't matter what the name is. So once that is saved, we're gonna throw it into Photoshop, and let me just do that real quick. This is pretty much good, but on some parts of the banner, like over here or over here, or especially here, it like really catches the eye, the RGB blur. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna blur that. So right click and rasterize this and then duplicate this layer. Now go to Filter, Blur, and Box Blur. Click OK. And now I'm just gonna erase some parts of the text where the RGB split isn't as bad. Maybe like here, maybe here. Oh no. No, that looks terrible. There, right here. Okay, that's not too bad. Not too shabby. Remember, like, these tutorials are just a how-to, basically. You could always change up anything to make it look better. And I'm gonna duplicate this again and go to Filter, Other, and High Pass. Now I'm gonna add like a really small high pass. 0.8 is good. And make it linear light, or should I? Hold on. Make it overlay. I think overlay is fine. So just make a new layer and fill it in with any color and set the fill to 0. Now double click this and add an inner glow like this. There you go. So now you can actually see the inner glow, and maybe make it like a little bit bigger like that. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it for the banner. I mean, unless you want to add some curves or something. Does it look the same? I think it pretty much looks the same. Maybe this one is even better. But yeah, so that was a tutorial on how to make this banner. If you guys like this video, please leave a like down below. And if you want to see more tutorials, just let me know in the comments. 250 likes, I didn't even know. That's crazy. Thank you guys so much, and I hope this video does good as well, because it's pretty easy to make this banner. It just takes a while, what is it, like 20 minutes long? I don't know. But anyway, if you guys like this video, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Peace out.